Check out the thousands of ballots behind me. We're in Salt Lake County to take you inside the belly of the beast of how your ballot gets tallied ahead of primary election night. Polls close at 8.
Alex, we'll see you at 6:30. Thank you. Well, you have just under 3 hours now to get your ballot turned in or head to a polling place to cast your vote in this year's primary election.
Yeah, polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. News specialist Lindsay Ertz is live right now where all the votes are getting ready to be released in Salt Lake County. Lindsay?
Yeah, Mike and Ashley, I am in what's known as the belly of the beast. This is the Salt Lake County Vote Center. This is exactly what you said, where all the votes are ready to be tabulated. They're being sorted right now. You can see the workers behind me who are currently sorting them, taking tabs off them, etc. Let me show you some of the machinery in here. In fact, this machine over here, as soon as a ballot comes through the vote center, the election workers take the tab off, they expose your signature, and then they run it through this, what's called an Agilis machine. They do a first check of the signature there. They make sure the voter hasn't voted before. Then a human is going to look at your signature, double check it as well. Then they get a second pass through this machine, and they kick out ones that need to be double checked. After that, workers are going to cut open the envelope. They'll remove the ballot, and then eventually these ballots will head to the tabulation room. They get scanned in, and then eventually they will get counted. Now, I want to bring in here the Salt Lake County Clerk, Lanny Chapman. She joins me live now. Lanny, you've got 390,000 ballots you've sent out across Salt Lake County, so there's a lot of work to do here. But everyone's waiting for results. How did those come in?
Sure. So after 8 p.m., we can release our first results. Those are going to be the by-mail ballots that we've already processed up until that point. Remember, we've been processing this whole time since we mailed out ballots. But at right after 8 p.m. is when you're finally going to see what those results are.
Okay, so 8 p.m. is when we're waiting for results. Now you know what it looks like as all those votes get tallied. We'll, of course, have those results for you when they happen here on KSL-5 TV. For now, I'm Lindsay Ertz. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. And don't forget, KSL is your number.
Debbie, thank you. In races for state leadership, Governor Spencer Cox is headed to the general election looking for his second term.
Lindsay Ertz joining us live right now from his victory party. Lindsay?
Yes, good evening, you guys, here at the Cox headquarters. It was a celebratory night all night because, of course, with me now, Governor Cox, who just won the primary here for the GOP. You go on to face a Democrat in November, so not quite done yet. But what does this win mean to you tonight?
Well, it's huge for us. It just validates everything that Lieutenant Governor Henderson and I have worked on over the past 4 years, and it shows who we are as Utahns. And I'm so grateful for the Republican voters of Utah who turned out en masse, who supported our vision, our positive vision for the state and our campaign, and we're now gearing up for November.
Phil Lyman really took aim at your campaign, throwing out what you call lies, call conspiracies. How did that impact you?
Well, look, sadly, that's become the norm in far too many races all across the country, and people in Utah who want to turn us into the rest of the country. I'm just grateful that the Republican voters of Utah understood that that's not real conservatism, that we can disagree without hating each other, that it should be about ideas and solving problems. And we were the only ones presenting ideas and solving problems. And I'm just so grateful that the vote turned out overwhelmingly in our favor.
He's not conceding tonight. What do you make of that?
Again, it doesn't surprise me because of everything that we've seen from them. I never expected him to concede. We could have won, by 90 points and wouldn't concede. And so, sadly, again, conceding doesn't mean that the votes don't get counted or that the race is over. Conceding is just a common courtesy that's been done for generations. And I'm sad to see people throw those common courtesies away. But again, that says more about him than us. We're just happy that the Republicans have spoken, the voters have spoken, and we get to move on to November.
Governor, 10 seconds. What does the next 4 years look like for Utah?
The next 4 years are going to be incredible for Utah. We start preparing for the Olympics. We're going to hold social media companies accountable, and we will continue to work to bring down the price of housing so that our kids and grandkids can live here.
Governor Spencer Cox live with me here. You guys, you've heard him celebratory, obviously, of course, of his win tonight, taking on some of those conspiracies he says were thrown at him during the campaign. Obviously, just a jovial night here. We were also with Derek Brown's campaign, who seems to be the front runner and the leader in the Attorney General's race. So lots of winners here tonight. Guys, I'm Lindsay Ertz. I'll send it back to you.
It's hard to talk about the next 4 years in 10 seconds, isn't it?
That's true.
All right,
Yeah.
Lindsay, thank you.
I'm sorry. That was unfair, but yeah.
It's what you got to do. We're keeping a close eye on the numbers.